pleasure to be in the comms box with you, and a pleasure to have two fantastic players on show.
And they're just starting the commentary box. Have to say, missed you at the last event, but congratulations on the newest addition to your family.
Thank you very much, mate. Yeah, beautiful daughter, born just 4 weeks ago now. Plenty of sleepless nights, so have to come to work for a rest.
Well, that's an incredible break there from Melling. Now he's been in, I'm not going to say a bad patch of playing, he's just not having much run from breaks and winning games. He had a terrible Pro Series events 1 and 2, which you missed, and he went out again. He went out first round in the Pro Event 3 as well.
Yeah, he ran into a really spirited performance from Andrew Patchett, so I think Chris is going to be really looking to, as you can see, sort of almost nonchalantly going around. Very quick fire, less than a minute.
Right, yeah, 54 seconds, I'm going to say that was. Because we've got to give it, the 57 is when the white stopped rolling, but
yeah,
that's a fair start.
Sub-minute break and finish for Chris Melling.
And Trish, of course, one of our main pro referees. Lisa's good lady.
Wow.
I'll take it she doesn't ref Lewis's games.
Do you know, I don't actually know. This is actually very similar to what happened to Lewis Roberts in Pro Series 3. Absolutely crunching the break, spread the balls everywhere and dry.
He's not been the only, but there's been one or two of those this weekend. And Bennis took longer just to look at this first ball than he did to knock in the first finish.
Yeah, I think just the 8 ball giving him a little bit of trouble. As the yellows do go. Well, he's opting for reds, and I think that's purely down to that 8 ball.
Indeed it is. Can he get through to that red at the top cleanly? I think he can just snip through there and cut that in. He's going to probably play the ball into the centre next.
Yeah, that looks about perfect from the Magician.
You know, I was on comms when he played Pro Series 1, when he played Brian Halcrow, and he unbelievably 6-0 down in that, where he just couldn't get a ball off the break. Halcrow, I've never seen him play so well, and it was just incredible. Chris there missing the red, you wouldn't have expected that.
No, certainly was not expecting that. I watched the match, actually I think it was a replay of it on social media, the match you were talking about with Buzzer, and Halcrow was absolutely fantastic. Do you take the rough with the smooth of this game? Because Chris has handed that out to plenty of people.
He has. Well, you saw Lewis there, played a good shot there, knocked the black off the rail, got it into the open, but a little bit of bad news there with that red coming up and covering the other yellow. But he's still in a decent position here. Very nice cue action, stance, Lewis Roberts. Textbook stuff.
Absolutely. Lewis with a snooker background. You can tell just that atypical cue action. Delivers the cue really. He's actually one of the nicest cueists on tour.
Yeah, he is. You have to say it's proper textbook. If you're watching this game and you want to learn how to cue and stand, there's that man there. I mean, it's awesome. Greg Batten, another one as well. Greg's got a lovely cue action.
Yeah, tremendous cue action. Often underrated, but a massive part of the game. Your action and technique. Yeah, looks like we're back.
But the shot clock's still not going. The match clock is set off.
There we go.
So, Lewis Roberts at the table. Connected with the first frame taking under 1 minute and the second frame taking 1 hour and 25 minutes. That will be straight in the Trivial Pursuit question.
Yeah, it's interesting to see a crowd gathering in the spectators area. Chris Melling always tends to draw a crowd.
That's with his paintbrush. Well, he wanted a little bit of a thicker contact into that there, Lewis Roberts, as he's trying to nudge those two balls apart. Well, he's going to have to play the double, I think, Pearce.
Yeah, he definitely is. Not a great deal of cue ball if you can keep it really anywhere below the balk line. For the most part, you'll have access to his last yellow, and the black obviously very accessible. Unless
he's looking at the long cut and then bringing the cue. But this is tough. This is right up there off the top shelf. Coming off 3 or 4 cushions here to try and get behind the yellow into that middle. Well, I can't help but think that maybe the double, if you get the double, you're definitely going to be on the other yellow.
Yeah.
And Melling gets a reprieve.
I think if you're going sort of, either shot was all eggs in one basket, but I definitely think it was a lower risk chance of.
Switched hands there, do you see that? A bit of ambidextrous.
Said we had a long enough rest with the shot clock. I'm not going to use it.
Yeah.
Never the entertainer is the magician.
Not pleased with that shot. I mean, I don't know what he's doing. He thinks he's had a kick. There's a cue ball cleaned. Shake it ahead. Have another look at this. Sort of did bounce to the side a little bit, but I'm not 100% sure from that second picture. It wasn't completely obvious, but it's not going to cause Melling too much pain by the looks of it.
Yeah. The swift reroute. It's such a long cue action, isn't it? There you are. But it's dry. Pockets threatened everywhere, but
unbelievable.
Nothing going.
Well, you think these are dead and buried, these revs now for Lewis Roberts?
Yeah, at this level, these are the type of opportunities you just have to take.
No problems here for Lewis Roberts, and he's going to chalk his first frame up on the board, I'm sure. Drag the keyboard back a couple of inches here. Nicely done. Red and black, same pocket.
And a good response from the cue maker.
Well, it was needed. After Melling went dry, got to knock those in. Yeah, I wasn't going to ask why his nickname was the Q Maker. I did get asked earlier by Andy Williams why Phil Harrison was called the Farmer. And to be fair, Chris Melling's not called the Magician because he goes around sawing women in half, boxers. But he has pulled a few rabbits out of hats on a pool table. Melling, all the yellows open. So the old dry break syndrome's creeping in again, Pierce.
I was just going to say he's here all weekend, folks. Is Tony Holgate. Yep, but it looks like it's catching. It's second break for Lewis Roberts, and he's gone dry.
The problem with this game and the way the balls split, when you don't get anything, they always come out. Very rarely they come out and they're in a really poor, sort of all in clusters and stuck to the cushions.
Yeah, if you're going to break dry, you kind of pray that you've hit a bad break or you've mishit it. You've, put a bit of unwanted side and it doesn't draw the power through the pack. But yeah, it seems to be for a lot of them that one of the biggest weapons in the arsenal of this game can also be one of your biggest downfalls. He doesn't want that yellow to the second one to drop.
I'll tell you what, the knuckle came to his aid there. Wow. It's a slight wry little smell that. I don't know if he's got enough of this yellow juice to be able to play off the jaw with it and bring the key ball down. He's going to have a go. Oh, he did. I thought just for a fleeting second there he was going to have to pummel the cue ball all around the table. This to restore his two-frame cushion. Down goes the black ball. And the man from Keighley in Yorkshire goes into a 3-1 lead.
Yeah. I think that's a testament to how good the standard has become, across the board on the Ultimate Pool Pro Series. I mean, the performance that Andrew Patchett put in against him yesterday in Pro Series 3 to knock him out was sublime. He would have beaten anybody on tour, and Andrew, of course, coming through from the Challenger Series last year.
Well, there's a friendly break this time for Melling.
Yeah, breaking the pattern of dry breaks.
And this looks like another rapid fire frame where the yellows are positioned.
I say that. Yeah, it's just okay. Or is he?
Well, he's looking like he's going to cue it and dink it with round the sort of black with right hand side, just to spin it round. He is. He's having a tiny little swerve. There you see the side just drifted it round that 8 ball, just moves it slightly around it. Didn't have the whole ball. Pulling a face again, he's on the wrong side of that yellow as he shakes his head in disbelief.
Yeah, it's a big margin for error there.
He's had to play the screw shot to come out, and it's okay. But this wasn't Chris's planned route, and that's why he's annoyed. But that annoyance is about to be wiped away when he trundles this black into the middle, and he goes into a 4-1 lead. Another dry break, and he's going to have to rename himself the chairmaker. He goes and sits back on it. That's the thing with these dry breaks. not that Lewis Roberts isn't queuing well. Classy little shot there from Melling, and you just know now he's speeding up. This is spelling danger for Roberts when he starts to go through at this sort of pace. Full of confidence, and as front runners go, he's probably the worst one to be. Him and Tom Cousins, but I think Melling's the worst one to be behind against, because he just gets better and better as well.
Yeah, he just, confidence breeds confidence. You can see from, I mean, there's not even 15 minutes gone.
It's not even 10. 45 minutes match clock.
It's still 6 frames in 15 minutes. Maybe someone has to tell Chris he's not paying for the lights.
Yeah, I like that. Well, poor Chris there. He's suffering again. He's got another ball off the break.
He's absolutely thundered these. He's hit them so well.
I mean, we've seen it last season. He did it. He did it twice in the same tournament. Carl O'Donoghue and
Cole Bedford.
And Cole Bedford. And neither had put a foot wrong. Lewis hasn't done anything wrong. Lewis is just, I mean, how quick this is. This is ridiculous now again. But you know it's coming. At some point, somebody's going to suffer one of these from Melling, because he can just do it. It's just, and when he does do this, it always couples up with somebody having a nightmare, having dry breaks, and you've got to feel sorry for Lewis Roberts. And this is a 6-1, and the avalanche is still going down the hill.
There's another minute frame. You know, we've seen this. Typically when you see Chris Melling in this ominous form, as you say, he's a front runner. He nearly becomes a front runner in the overall tournament, because he tends to just go through people, and it just keeps happening and keeps continuing. He becomes like a juggernaut.
Lewis is a strong mind, and he's a lovely guy as well, Lewis. And you know, it's not going to affect him. He'll shrug this off.
And he's got a ball.
Oh, here we go, clear up here. And see, the thing is, when you look at it, a comeback, you know, Lewis will probably make this finish now and get it 6-2. You're now relying on Melling to have a dry. He needs about 3 dry breaks, doesn't he?
Yep. When he goes so far ahead, he's been flushing the break as Melling. Don't get me wrong, Lewis has broke really well in this match too. I think that's another reason why Chris has gone.
Lewis has been very unlucky not getting balls as well, because he's hit good breaks.
A great opportunity here for Lewis Roberts.
Lovely shot to get onto his awkward red immediately. I think he's going to be forced to play that little plant up there, but as long as he gets right behind it, it shouldn't pose too much of a problem. Be interested to see if he does choose to go above the second red in a second. I think he's going to have to play the plant. I don't think it's not going to warrant trying to get manoeuvre too far up there. He just pulls this back a couple of inches, plays the plant.
Yeah, he looks too straight on that ball, so the plant it is.
That's perfect, because he didn't want to be too far over to the left, and I think, and he's down very quickly. He knows that's exactly where he wanted to be. Yeah, he's played that well. Great shot. Well, and this goes to show, you leave Roberts opportunities, he can knock him in, and in the blink of an eye, one back for Lewis.
It's a big break. He's got a ball. What's the split like?
A little bit of work. The reds I think he'll take, but there's a red at the top of the table guarded by a couple of yellows, but there are some reds nearby. I think Melling, at first glance, will be looking at reds.
And reds it is.
And you see that red at the top of the table near that left-hand corner. That's the little problem. I don't think he can get in there clean, but if he gets a little angle on the 2 reds that are just next to it, on the top one, the first one we look at, if he gets a little angle, we can run in, just roll in gently into the the yellow that's nearest to red, then it's match over. So this is where he's going to try and get onto that red. There you see the spin with the cue ball.
Yeah, that's nice.
And now, well, he's got a choice here. He could pop this in with a little bit more pace now, but ideally he just wants to drop it in.
Yeah, he just wants to make sure he doesn't send the yellow in front of the red. Yeah.
Now then, can he see enough of this just to chip it in the corner? I think he can.
If he can see enough, this is over, but the body language would say he can't.
Well, looking at the angles now, because he's going to have to come all the way around the table unless he plays his double, but he's going around the angles. Oh, he's missed a pot by a mile. Well, Lewis Roberts.
Not a presentable opportunity for Lewis Roberts, but an opportunity nonetheless.
He'll be using his extension here, which he has. Needs to formulate a plan.
How aggressive do you want to be, Lewis? Looks like quite.
Well, a great pot there from Lewis Roberts, and he kicked that yellow out. There's no room for the plant to go down. But if he can manoeuvre the yellows past that red and knock the red safe, and just open his yellow so he can screw the cue ball back. He doesn't want to come back too far and leave Chris on the red that's stuck behind the yellow now. So he's going to have to develop these two yellows. Is he looking at maybe clipping off them and coming down? But
I don't think that was his first plan to play that shot, but I think it was just shot clock pressure.
I think he's left him a chance here. Right, he's got two chances. He could play the double, he could play twice across. It's a treble. And drag the cue and screw the cue ball back. I think the twice across is a better shot because you're guaranteed to get the cue ball onto the last red. I think with a double, if you just the way it's sat. Also, you got more of there. He's looking at it. Is he? Oh, he's going to repair the table. Now, is he going double or is he going treble? He's gone for the treble. The one.
Oh, that was close.
I thought the treble was the best option. It was guaranteed to get the cue ball out. That was match shot.
Yeah.
Now, does Lewis pop this in, play that yellow along the bottom rail and kick the red out and put the cue ball behind the other yellow? Coming from the safety genius, that is the basher that's never played a safety shot in his life.
Oh, he's gone for the lost turn.
Oh, of
nice
course,
shot.
that's a better shot. I did. That's me and my safety. I'm thinking of developing the yellow because he's developed the yellow by playing that. That's a brilliant shot.
You were starting to get dizzy there in the safety
I was.
realm.
I've become intoxicated by it all there, piercing. I lost my knowledge of the game for 20 seconds. I'm back. I hope. Well, didn't hit it. Ball in hand now for Roberts.
I have to say, it was a tremendous shot that Lewis Roberts played to put Melling in that position.
Well, gets these now 6-3. Lewis's breaking out 6-4. All of a sudden,
yeah, he's still plenty of work to do. Chris is obviously going to get other opportunities. But this is all about Lewis applying pressure, just to let Chris know that he's still in the match. And if he does make mistakes, that Lewis will punish him.
Well, like we say, Lewis is a very, very good player. Top notch head on his shoulders as well. I'd like a little bit more angle on that one, but he's still got some angle. Just looking where he wants to be now to attack the 8 ball into the bottom right hand corner.
Yeah, nice shot there. And a break of serve for Lewis Roberts.
Very nicely done there.
He needs a ball. Another good crunching break.
He's made a ball. Now then. He's got some momentum now, Roberts.
Argument here, Tony, for both colour sets.
I think it would have to be yellows because it's the first. It's a slightly easier pot, even though it's not an easy pot. You cushed up. You've got to play this down into the corner. Is he going to get there?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I think he was a bit worried there, wasn't he?
Lovely pot from Lewis Roberts. Much more difficult than it looked.
Yeah, tricky shots playing off the cushion. You've got that little sort of metal ridge as well that holds the cushions to the side of the table, and then just if you cue across them, it can be a little bit uncomfortable, but that's been negotiated. So is the next ball, and now Lewis Roberts has a nice angle. Pot this come up the table. In she goes. Perfect.
Yeah,
play the yellow now that's next to that red on the right. Bring the cue ball across. And this really should be 6-4.
And speaking of tables, we're not far away from the introduction of the brand new tables with Rasson. Excited to see them now, I have to say. I've been privy to a couple of sneaky pictures, and I can tell you, it looks pretty cool.
I hope they're of the pool tables.
No comment.
Well, Roberts now just wants to make sure he leaves himself a little angle here. Wants the cue ball pretty much just tight to the rail so he can bump down the table. Perfect. Now then, screws the cue ball out away from the rail. Wants the black in the bottom right hand corner. Played it well. Now then, game on. From what was looking like a complete demolition job, Roberts has now dragged himself back into this match and looks very confident.
Oh, massive. He's held the cue. Wow.
Well, he's made the ball. Reds look there. I think the red slides up past yellow into top right hand corner. I'm looking at some. Again, it's a first glance as we see the break once again. The Melling slam. It is reds. The pattern's better.
Just that red by the 8 ball, but don't think it's going to prove to be too big a problem.
Well, he can slide this one down the rail now. He makes his cut. The cue ball bounces in between the two reds at the top of the table off that cushion and comes out.
Just like that.
Now then, it all depends now where Chris is going to attack. He wants to be down where he stood. He's looking now. He wants to have this the red on the left into the bottom right hand corner and leave the black and the red stuck together, the last two balls just behind them. That's where Chris wants to be. He's left himself a little angle now. Just roll this in, cue ball through the gap of those two yellows. He's only got to come just past the yellow. He's played to bump in, just as good. And Melling is going to get over the line, but what a great effort from Lewis Roberts. You have to say he's played brilliantly. But Melling has been on fire.
I have to say, I think Lewis probably would have won that match against most other people. The spirited performance from the Magician, but Lewis Roberts,
Yeah.
he's going to be disappointed, obviously, but he's played fantastically well.
If he'd have played a human, he'd have won. Let's just say that. But what a fantastic performance by Chris Melling. Very unlucky Lewis Roberts, but it is Melling who wins the match.